Alright, so for melee Goughless in Remastered, we're going to be using Crystal Halberd, or Blacknet Halberd. And there's two things that you gotta know before we actually start doing this. So first of all, for timing in between cycles of Calamite coming in and out, we're going to be using this shrug animation by using the black separation crystal. And second of all, to set up RTSR, what we do is we literally just jump from right here. You'll take the fall damage that I have on the screen, or proportionally to however much you have. And if you get hit by a dog, for whatever reason, on the way here, you can just put on Dust Crown Ring and jump off, like just do the jump that we do off of here. And once you land, do it from like full health with Dust Crown Ring on. And once you hit the ground, just take off the ring. So for the first hit of melee Goughless, you want to jump off from right here. Let me pull up my pen tool real quick. You want to jump off from like about right here in this direction. That way you can land on some like a platform right below you, and then you want to spam a roll. So this is the platform that you land on right here, and then you can just spam a roll off of it. And then you're going to land about right here. And what I like to look for is this boulder right here, because next to this boulder is the actual thing that you're going to be running around. So I'm going to just go over here, and yeah, you can see it right here. It's pretty obscured if you're like right here, so I always just line up my sight with that. So I'm going to show it to you, but you want to sprint from where you like land to here, and then walk to regen stamina around it, and then you're going to want to go over to where Calamite actually comes out. And when you have like this view, Calamite's going to come out here, he's going to breathe fire everywhere. That's going to be your opportunity to actually hit him. So what I look for is when I'm pathing like from up this way, I want my camera to look in like this direction, so that these two brushes, like this one and this one, the place where they intersect, so you see how this one's closer to us than this one, there's like a line here that I connect them with. I run towards that, or like the middle of this right brush. And that's going to put you kind of like directly like in the center of Calamite. And as you get closer, you're going to look up to the sky, to like this cliff face up here, like this cliff face. And that makes it so that it's easier to actually hit Calamite, because you know he is high up in the air. Even though you do have like a really big arching swing, it's still advantageous to actually like angle up your attacks. But yeah, let me show you it in action real quick. So I'm going to run this way, and then jump off on the spot that I mentioned earlier. Right here. Roll. Roll. Run towards that boulder. Once I get next to this one, I walk to regen stamina, and then run again. Look for the place where the two brushes intersect. Aim up. As soon as the tail bobs down, I hit. So this next part is very important. So I'm going to purposefully screw it up right here. So I'm going to have to like cut it and get a different shot real quick. But what we're looking for, you can see it right there. Calamite's health bar. The health bar is going to help us keep track of Calamite as he navigates behind this cliff, and then goes back here, and then despawns, and then respawns again. So, in order to actually have that health bar up here, you can do one of two things. You can hit him, or you can lock onto him. So I'm going to try locking onto him right now, like in a little bit. But after you actually like either hit him or lock onto him, we're going to run over to, there's this like wooden beam right here on the side of the cliffs. And I usually stand on this darker black spot right here next to this fern. As long as you're past, like as long as you're not in the puddle or like along this, Calamite should do what he just did, aka be like up in this area instead of all the way back there. If he is back there, that means that you were not in like the actual boundary zone of like what actually triggers him to be here instead of there. And that roughly looks like, let me draw it out real quick. That roughly looks like this. So like it goes from like the back of the arena to over here, and then like it kind of goes over here and like that. That's vaguely what it looks like. And then like this, so like this is all like bad zone, from like here onward is like the attack that he just did. That's what you're looking for. But there is like a third like kind of special area that can go, which is like along the wall right here, which I'm going to show you the use of in a little bit. But that one basically makes it so that Calamite doesn't register that you're in the arena at all, and he doesn't come back for another cycle until you like go back into either one of these zones. So they're not 100% accurate, but they're like in a general enough place that this should be a good enough like example of like where you should and shouldn't go. Like just what I follow is just don't go in the puddle. I like to just be on that black spot or a little bit to the left, or yeah. So I'm going to try to get this part set up. Okay, so I'm going to show you. So you can see I lock on, the health bar appears, and right now I'm going to again go over to this black spot, and I'm going to look, place my camera in about this position right here, so that I have these puddles in view. And so what that's actually going to allow us to do is see Calamite as he like flies over, because you can see his reflection in these puddles. And as soon as his tail, like as soon as you can see his entire body, including the tail, go as far like past like this cliff face right here, that means that you start using your crystal to shrug to time it, because that's how we're going to actually time this. So I'm going to run to, again, I'm going to run to this black spot right here while looking down so that I don't actually look at Calamite to trigger his health bar. But yeah, I'm going to run here and then wait for him to completely pass by, and then I'm going to start shrugging 4 times. And then alright, he went completely. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the shrug is starting right now. Like I'm in the middle of shrugging, but I just paused it. So as soon as you shrug like that, what you do now, because I didn't get the rare cycle, if you get the rare cycle, which is where, like, I'll explain that in a little bit. Like, I'll provide a separate example. But if it's like one of these normal ones, as soon as you get the 4th shrug, just aim, like, just, you want to aim up. I'll show you it, but you want to aim up, and then look. You'll see his health bar swoop in on the left side of the screen, like in this area, like right here. Like anywhere in this area, you'll see it swoop in, and that'll be your cue to like run out and actually like do the attack. But I'll just show you what that looks like real quick. So 4th shrug. Look the camera up. There it is. Oops. So I hit him. Run back to the spot. Watch for the tail. There it goes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. That's the recycle. So when you get that, just stand here for 2 seconds, because that's how long it takes to diagram, and then shrug 4 times. So it just like adds an extra cycle. There he is. Oop. I'm just gonna do it a couple more times, like just unimpeded. 1, 2, 3, 4. Aim up. Wait for it on the left. Sometimes it does take a while for it to actually appear. There it is. It all depends on Calamete's RNG. Oop. Go for the tail. There it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Aim up. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. And it does get smaller as his health does decrease. So just be mindful of that. Like, it does eventually become a little bit more difficult to see, but once you get good enough at it, it should be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. There he is. Okay, so I'm running there, and what you want to do is run to, like, this edge of the pool. So, like, right here. It doesn't have to necessarily be right there. That's more of a prepare to die edition thing. Because you have to... That setup is a little bit more precise than this one, because you have to get 2 hits. Anyway, but yeah, so you want to go, like, to this spot right here, and... just, you know, hit him. But I like to use this, let me erase this from the screen real quick. I like to use this orange brush right here as like a guide point to the pool in case like you can't see it for some reason. Okay, I just like run to a little bit to the right of it to the edge. Yeah. I think that he should be dead off of that. Yep. And that's how you do melee Goughless.